we are back and we're doing something special today. Eric, you want to tell them the secret?
Yes. Tiffany and I are going to eat hot wings that are covered in hot
What?
sauce, and this is hot ones. Yours there. No, I'm just kidding. Tiffany honestly is scared, even though we record this from the comfort of our respective homes. She really, if you could see her face, was like fear. It was a fear of
I don't
how
want to
this
eat
was
hot
gonna
wings.
happen.
That sounds terrible.
It does, honestly. One of my favorite podcasts just did that, and I was like, "Sir, this is a Wendy's. Like, I don't like what is this right now?" Um, no, but we are gonna talk. I mean, a little bit different than normal, still, just not that different. We are gonna be talking about some of our coping skills and some of our outlets. So, why we are a trauma podcast, a lot of what we talk about here is ways to increase wellness, increase self care. So, that is what we were going to um, talk about this evening.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tiffany, would you prefer to be the first person to go or the second person to go?
Well, I can dive into it. I can throw myself under the bus.
Well, okay. So, Tiffany, tell us from a scale of 0 is not in 10 is maybe a panic attack. Where are you putting your stress at these days?
Uh, these days, mm, it usually fluctuates between like a 6 and an 8.
Okay. What has you at that level of stress?
Um, Life being a human is hard. That constant like I don't want to make sure I don't forget anything. I want to make sure like I get all the things done that like actually need to be done, like feeding myself and like things of that nature on a daily basis. And then I would say what spikes it up is for me when someone changes my schedule or like something drastic happens and I like have to rearrange things, that always stresses me out. Um, my brain is very much so like, this is what your calendar looks like. And if someone takes my calendar away, I'm like, what do I do? What do
Hmm.
but my structured brain likes some structure. Spontaneity is hard.
It is. It sure is. Okay. So is your stress, does it go up and down during the day? Is it pretty consistent? Depends on the day will not be an acceptable response. So would you say it's consistent, up and down? Are there certain moments you notice
Um,
being consistent?
that's I feel like that's such a dependent question. On a general day-to-day basis, I would say it fluctuates. It's usually pretty like low, nominal, like nothing really like crazy's happening. Someone honks at me in the car, it's gonna spike it. If I'm gonna be late to something, that will
Oh,
spike it.
got it.
Um, that one always nail in the coffin for me.
I got
Um,
stressed and we're just sitting here. Like I just pictured being late. That's my worst fear.
uh, those things will for sure spike it. Um, if there's like a stressful, like if a big event, like I'm planning a birthday party or something of that nature, that can keep it a little higher. Um, I think though the biggest things that I stop and think about are like public speaking interaction things really spike it, keep it spiked. Um, those are difficult. Crowded spaces will make me like a little icky, like, oh my gosh, this is not great. Um,
Oh.
yeah, I'm not a, I am not one of those people that want to be like one of the millions of goldfish in the same goldfish bowl. Not a fan. Um,
How many goldfish have you seen maximum in a goldfish bowl?
I don't know. It always reminds me when I was a kid, like we'd go to Walmart, and I don't know if Walmart, I have no
They
clue. We're
don't.
not
They
sponsoring
don't.
Walmart,
No,
but they
Walmart
used
does
to
not
sell
do what
fish.
they don't sell fish anymore. They
Okay,
do not.
they used to, but like those
They
fish
do.
tanks were like full of fucking gold.
They were, but I just so okay, fair enough. I mean, they were crammed. I just was like, "What's?" I was like, "What? Where are you seeing all these fish?"
Ugh. That's where
Okay,
to my metaphor comes from, where they just cram all these little goldfish. Granted, I feel like I've seen them at pet stores too, where they cram a bunch of goldfish, like the
yeah,
feeder goldfish there. And that's when I look at it and I'm like, if I was one of those goldfish, ugh, no thanks.
yeah. I mean, that's not really much of a life, is it? Be congested and then fed to something bigger than you.
Yeah, so that stresses me out. But yeah, those are all the things that like stress me out. Driving is stressful. Driving is stressful. As an introvert, leaving my house can be potentially stressful. If
Fair, fair.
I'm being really brutally honest.
Well, we are. I mean, both ways. So you're allowed to be as honest as you want to be about this. So, what do you do, Tiffany, to like come down from all that stress, all these things that you are a part of and have going on in your life?
Oh my gosh, video games. I have one running in the background right now.
Oh my God, I feel so
Uh,
seen. What
it's
video game is running in the background? It better be good, Tiffany, because you're on the record. This is court. This is
um
court now.
well, this is gonna depend on like what people enjoy, but it's just an automation game called Oddsparks. And just it's just you create little factory. I know.
I don't even know what this is. Like honestly, like I'm not even like I'm not hating. I'm not hating. If it's I don't even know what that is. What is it called?
Oddsparks. So it's a game where you automate little lines of like these little woodland creatures to like do things, and you just watch them complete the task.
I wish everyone could see my face. Oh, it actually looks pretty cute. Okay. This looks
It's
very
super
wholesome.
cute. It's so
Yeah, this
satisfying.
looks I'm not gonna spoil my answer to the same questions, but that looks super wholesome. Like that's really wholesome. That's great.
So I play a lot of video games, this being one of them. I don't know, for me it's relaxing. I am cliche. I do take a lot of Epsom salt baths. I work out 5 to 6 days a week. Um,
Wow.
I try to eat healthy.
Wow.
Um,
I wish we did not pick this as an episode as you give your answers.
I try to take walks. I do stretching. I've started incorporating stretching because I sit all day and
Damn.
God forbid.
Tiffany, you're doing really well. I
And
don't
I
have a
read.
scorecard.
I consume copious amounts of audiobooks. Well, I say I read. I don't actually read. I listen, but
I mean, that still counts. I mean, I feel like you're reading books, right? How you consume them, that's up to you.
yeah, this is true. But that's my bubble.
What do you do after a really hard day? Like, because
Hmm.
I'm just thinking like that also is awesome. Those are fantastic answers. Like you should be proud. Um, and also, what do you do if it's a really hard day?
If it's a really hard day,
Yeah.
I will dig out my old wonderful high school screamo music and listen to it to kind of like uh get away from like the running thought patterns as I'm driving. Once I get home, I will take usually a pretty hot shower, just kind of like try and like visually and physically wash away
I
like the hardness of the day. And I will either then like, eat my dinner. Usually, sometimes I'll light a candle to kind of like take my senses out of it. Just trying to do things to like, activate that parasympathetic nervous system and like just bring myself down, let me know I'm safe. It's okay. Like, it's okay to have a hard day.
Wow.
Neuroscience.
When did you come up with this as your self-care routine?
When or how?
I'm gonna say when. First question's
When?
when. Yeah.
It's taken many years to get where I'm at. Like, cannot lie about it. I first started my self-care journey in 2018, 2019 when I first started my therapy journey. Um,
Fair, fair,
was
fair.
in therapy myself, like crashing, burning, drinking way too much coffee, not sleeping, anxiety, like
Oh,
depression, all the fun stuff. And that's
Oh
kind of where like between my professors and like my therapist, and they were just like, you need to like slow down and take care of yourself. So that kind of
gosh.
started the wheels. That's when I started incorporating some walking. I was trying to eat better. That being said, like 2019 to 2025 is a long period of time for me to have gotten to where I'm at. And even now, I'm not consistently doing all the things all the time, but it's more consistent than what it started out to be.
Okay. Okay. What, hmm. Well, if someone's listening, maybe like your co-host, and they're maybe not at your level, how could you encourage that person to maybe get out of their shell and take some steps towards better self-care? So I'm going to include myself in that, but also I'm sure we have some people listening that could use some of this support too.
Yeah, so I encourage people to like take baby steps. The way I always frame it with anyone that I'm usually working with that has a hard time with taking care of themselves is it's you're starting a video game on level 1.
Ooh,
Every self-care activity that you do gives you a skill point to help you level up. The more
wow.
consistency that you are, the more skill points that you are, and the more that you will level up in life. Life is a journey, and you have to think about like, how do I want to keep making this journey like more beneficial for me, more enjoyable, more like skilled. If you're not putting like points into your character, it's not going to be a very fun time going through life. I mean, I know a lot of people like to raw dog life. I don't think it's very fun.
Wow, raw dog life is an interesting way to word that. I love that so much. I've heard that though. I just think it's awesome that you said it on the podcast.
Just laying it out there.
You almost said it. You were just like, just say it about life. I can't wait for my turn, so I'm terrified to not ask questions. Um, Best self-care day you've had this year?
Ooh, best self-care day. It's gonna sound cliche as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. I got up, did not have work, had no work. I I exercised. I had my hydration. I went and got a massage. I came back.
Oh,
I came back and I took a hot bath, and then I binged
nice.
watched anime until I fell asleep. Best
Okay,
day ever.
second half of the day sounds wonderful. First half, it had to be the first half. I was like, but then okay, okay. But self-care is about the person. So we are being playful, but I love that my friend Tiffany has self-care that works for her. And honestly, it just needs to work for us. It doesn't need to work for other people.
Hmm. And
Um,
everyone's looks different.
yeah, I guess Tiffany, maybe before we switch, is there anything about your self-care journey that you want to talk about in particular that I've not asked you?
I think the only thing I want to mention is it's not a one size fits all. I might seem like I have my like shit together, my ducks might seem in a row, but like looks can be deceiving. Me talking about it can be deceiving. Like it's still a struggle sometimes to get up and go do the thing that I know will make me feel better. And I just want to highlight that is a human struggle.
Well, Tiffany, I'm terrified, but you have successfully answered all my questions. So it is now only fair and equitable that you are now the chance to be the interviewer, and I will go back to, well, no, I will be the interviewee. I'm terrified. Okay.
Okay.
I'm like legitimately scared. This is um cut. There were no questions that I wrote down. I was just
No,
doing this
okay.
raw. I'm so sorry. I
It's
don't.
okay.
I.
I
I'm not trying to get that. I think I can. We can take a second though. So like, what is our current? I said, what's my current level of stress, and
what
that.
is
What's your current level of stress? What are things that are contributing to that? What are things you enjoy? Just like that. I mean, I'm
I
so
will
sorry.
cuff it. I will cuff it.
No, I'm so sorry. I would
It's
not. I
okay.
would.
I came in thinking Eric was fully prepared and just gonna show me up.
I mean, I don't think that was my. I thought that was one of my better segments. If I'm being honest, but like you're right. Like I could have, but no, I feel like you and I do best when it's. But sorry, that's why I said I saw your chat. And I was like, oh god, like I
You're
didn't want
fine.
to. I was like, I didn't want to like type like if there isn't, and it'd be like,
What are the question list? What?
be like, what are the questions? Like there aren't any questions. Like,
Oh.
okay,
Um,
I'll let you
let
decide.
me try my hand at this.
No, and honestly, I've already said cut. So if you need a second, like that's only fair game.
Yeah. So 0 to 10, where does your anxiety usually sit generally day to day?
Um, okay. If you'd asked me a few weeks ago, I would have said probably like an 8. Right now, more like a 5 because I have recently changed how I'm spending some of my time. I'm gonna be doing a little less therapy and a little bit more oversight and kind of doing a little less hands-on with clients. And I know we are on a trauma podcast, and I love this field apps like so much. And also, like, it's one of the things I think we all have to know when we're getting burned out, and when we need to do something different in a shift. So I've incorporated some shifts and changing how I'm spending my time. Um, so probably like a 4 or 5 right now, most days. But before that, it would have been more like an 8 or 9.
Hmm. What are some things that like spike it up? That like spike it up or like keep it up or like make a day like a higher number?
I don't like to be running late. I hate it. And you had said that earlier as something you hate. And like legitimately, like my heart legitimately started like racing like pretty and intensely. So I hate to be late. I hate to feel not prepared. Like I really don't like to feel like I'm not prepared for something that's needed. And I hate letting people down. Like I hate to feel like I've let someone down or I've not been able to do my part with something. Um or if I've hurt someone, like someone close to me. Like if I've let them down or maybe like I didn't support them the way I wanted to. That I really I'm known to be a loyal person, so when I let people down around me, it really like, I start to think about it a lot, like, more than I need to, for sure.
What are, I guess, like, what are some day-to-day ways you can manage those spikes or like just keeping yourself at a level that feels doable on a day-to-day basis?
These are great questions. Well, I don't podcast listeners can't, but I have 2 tattoos, and I have been in therapy for a while, and did my work, and I found that I needed something visual. So I have something that is called the miraculous medal. It is on my left wrist. It is like looks like a cross with an M. How I came across this is from one of the chips that changed my life. I did a little bit of volunteering in Calcutta, India, at the Missionaries of Charity, which is where the ministry that Mother Teresa founded. I Real quick aside, why this trip was meaningful and why I love this, if I can give a shout out really quickly. That organization does not allow you to take any photos unless you are there for more than a week. And if you are there for more than a week, you still have to get like a photo pass. Um, so if you're trying to come in, and we could argue about if a week's enough time. So no one's able to do it. So anyway, I got to work with like all these wonderful people. I was working with people of all faiths, so like the Baha'i religion, Islamic, Jewish, Christian, atheist, agnostic. It was awesome, and like all over the world too. And it was just this memory I have that just really made me see the world like truly like the way I wish the world could be all the time. Um, so for me, when I look down, and I'm promise trying to answer your question, and I see this, I see my tattoo like, it reminds me what the world can be and what it really is sometimes, and reminds me to kinda slow the F down, and not be so in a tizzy. My second tattoo is literally about my healing, and it's actually like a tree with roots, and it kind of looks like a nervous system. And then the top of the tree has more growth, and it has a lovely leaf kind of signifying the growth that's been kind of happening. So I do that. I work as an addictions counselor, and that's the roots of my kind of clinical career. And so, honestly, when I need to slow the hell down, I will start saying the Serenity Prayer out loud. Um, for those who don't know a lot about addiction and things, like the Serenity Prayer doesn't have to be said by someone who is religious. It's just kind of more of like a mantra, something you can say to let your focus of control go. I love keeping up with NFL football. I'm a huge Colts fan. And so right now they are, well, I wonder when this episode will come out. Right now, the Colts are 4-1. So I am as happy as I've ever been as a Colts fan. So I love keeping up with them. It makes me feel happy, makes me feel hopeful. So those are things I do to try to slow down. And then I really love spending time with my family. When I'm really busy and feel like I don't have time that day to spend time with my family, I really enjoy planning the next time I'll get to spend time with my family. That helps me feel more hopeful.
What do you do when you have, same question you asked me, what do you do when you have a really, really hard and heavy day?
Grader's ice cream. Not even kidding. I literally I will go to Kroger. I know like the way my wife and I have split up our duties, like she will do the shopping, but like one of the sections I'm very familiar with in Kroger is where the Grader's ice cream is. And I say Grader's because I'm not, if I'm having I'm just gonna be real. If I'm having a bad day, I don't want the generic Kroger ice cream is great. It's much better value, but I want Grader's. I want the cookies and cream. I want Buckeye Blitz, not all at once. But I want ice cream. I'm gonna be real with you. I want ice cream and I want to watch something that's happy. So I want to watch something that's like uh just like Modern Family. I love that show. Something silly, something that's not going to add to my intensity of like what I'm already feeling.
Now, like, I feel the desire to go get a shake.
If you're gonna get a shake, please get the birthday cake milkshake. It's delicious. Thank me later.
I
If you're a
also can't
listener,
have the birthday cake.
are you shitting me?
I
Wait,
know.
why not?
It's not gluten free. I'm not technically supposed to be eating dairy, but like the chocolate chip,
I
I will sacrifice for the
I,
chocolate chip.
I do like that. It's not that it's that you can't have it at all, but like you're not thinking it's worth it. But to me, I respect all my friends who are lactose intolerant, so I think it's worth it. But I also respect your right to choose. So you get to choose not to do that. But that would be one. But honestly, if I'm really like if I'm really out of line, like, and I know I am, I will talk to the people I trust and kind of just be like, hey, like today's just sucked. Like that will be, and like honestly, Tiffany is legitimately one of those people that I have like legitimately checked in and with when I'm like needing to uh shift some energy and like be checked a little bit. So yeah, my sister, my parents, my wife, some of my best friends, like they're very supportive. And but that's because I like to talk. If you guys can't tell, we have a podcast. So like I love to talk. I like to uh verbally process through some of those things sometimes.
Mhm. Yeah. That being said, what does your self-care look like?
Damn, Tiffany, I just want to say, out of respect for what my answer is going to be, that it is not going to compare to your wonderful self-care. So, one, I'm really proud of you. Keep up your great work in 2025 and 2026. Okay, so my self-care, it's because your answer was so good that I immediately was like, this was a terrible pitch. Like, so just for the record, I pitched this show knew that we were pitching this show, and then still proceeded to live my life the way I have been. Oh my God, it's so bad. Like, it's so bad. Like, if you're listening but can't see, like, my face is in like such a wry smile because I'm like really don't want to answer these questions, but also like it's fine because I do.
Earth bomb
Okay, so
alert.
I know, I know. Okay, so I need every day. I love to like, and I love to spend my first kind of 10 minutes of my day to 15 minutes. I get up with my dogs and I let my dogs out, and I have a yard for my dogs. I love that they have a yard. It's very important to me they have a yard, and I give them time to go, and I make my cup of coffee, and I just kind of have a second to prepare myself for how I'm going to need to interact with the world. I really do need this like 15 minutes though. When I don't get this time, I feel very rushed, and I have found that that feeling tends to follow me the whole day. Then usually my daughter is up and my wife is up, and then I love to spend um, just this time with them a little bit and kind of get to hear, just kind of learn more about what's going on for them and hear about the day and plan. Um, I believe in good coffee. I believe in good people. So I try to make sure I'm texting people I want to see or calling them, making plans with them with the time I do have. Um, yeah, I have a few podcasts that I really love to listen to. And so I try to spend some time doing that. Um, Try to make sure I have some time to just kind of decompress in the evening. So I like to play my video games. Really love video games. I was playing Warzone, which was not very therapeutic because Warzone is full of a bunch of cheaters and hacks. And it's not just me rage quitting. There is a known phenomenon right now where Call of Duty legitimately doesn't care that people are hacking, like auto aim, and it's not stuff probably everybody cares about, but it's really fair. So I am now switching to Helldivers 2, which is amazing. You
That
get
is
to
fun.
shoot alien, so much fun. Shoot aliens, shoot robots, and it's very you all get the same rewards, and I think there's something beautiful about that. So that's probably what I'm going to do after this is play more Helldivers. Oh, and I'm really into lawn care. So I kind of became the classic Midwest dad that I really love my lawn and the science. And um, I also have a fish tank behind me that I like. It is a shrimp tank, and I like it is a planted tank, and it has some shrimp and plants and grass, and I legitimately like you put grass in a yard, did that for this fish tank, and I find that hilarious. So that's my other hobby.
So would you compare your shrimp tank to a Zen garden?
Um yes. Because the water running is usually calming. I enjoy the challenge of it. There's a little bit of maintenance with it. Um so yeah, I mean I find it calming, but I also like had some failures where I wasn't sure how to keep up with it the way like you're supposed to. So I've kind of had to like humble myself to talk to a few people who are better at it than me, and were able to kind of guide me along through some of their processes.
Off the cuff of my brain, I would make the probably very wrong assumption that shrimp aren't very hard to take care of.
They are not. That's kind of why I do it because as much as I love a fish tank, I tend to get really busy. And so I've been trying to keep some lower stakes hobbies where it's not like yeah, like a sourdough starter. I did do that not during COVID, but like last year, and it was just like it was stressing me out. I didn't know what I was doing. So maybe I need to go back again. But I think that kind of speaks to the point of like you have to give yourself permission to maybe be curious and explore some of these things.
Yeah. If you were giving our listeners advice on like how to start a self-care journey, what you learned from your self-care journey, what golden nuggets would you give to them?
You're gonna fail in parts of what you try, and if you can give yourself that permission, you will probably have a lot more success faster than if you sit there waiting to like be able to be perfect at something, to be honest. And like I think that's something I see a lot for like my clients and myself. And so it's like, what is a reasonable expectation of making a change? Um, and also like really coping skills are things that don't hurt you or someone else. So like that means if someone's to me says, "Well, I like kicking dogs," nope, that hurts them. That's not a self-care activity. Or, "Oh, I like hurting myself," like unless it is kink, like which is not like gonna hurt someone in the way that we are talking about it here. Like I think that's like someone that's no one's business to tell. So that's the piece I would kind of talk about. So I think, as much as Tiffany and I were teasing each other about like some of the video games and stuff, like who the hell cares? If Tiffany likes that game and it's her self-care time, um, she should just enjoy it, take it. She doesn't also need my permission to enjoy her self-care, but that's a whole nother podcast episode. But and I think maybe last but not least, one last thing I would say is if you're going to take time to decompress, like really take that full time to decompress. Don't, oh, I'm gonna watch this Netflix show I don't really like, but I also am gonna do my homework. Not really. Like that's robbing you of the chance to maybe do the thing you really would want to do. Um, so that's advice I would take because I see sometimes like I would call it like potato chip self-care, where it's like really empty, it's not very fulfilling, but like legitimately they just keep doing it. Like they'll just keep doing it and doing it and doing it because that's just what they know. And I would say, as much as like we like to all sit on the couch or decompress, we do need that active doing self-care. Without that, I think it can get really stale really quickly.
Hmm. Yeah. Maybe we need like a live podcast of us video gaming for self-care.
Oh, I mean, I don't say anything that's like really offensive, but I am a little more profane if it's Warzone. I like honestly, I if anyone is listening and they play Warzone, please message us because like if you play that game, you know what I'm talking like it's a lawless land of just like just lawlessness. Like it's and it's just lawless. That's the I just keep saying it's lawless because it is. It's just like
It is
I
one of the
don't know.
reasons why I was like, fuck this game.
I like the challenge of it, like it's very captivating. But but maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. I could see it. I could see us. It's going to be a high risk situation, But anybody's welcome to watch me play Helldivers. I'm usually just spamming turrets and having fun chasing robots. It's my version of fun.
I like this idea. Maybe I'm gonna have like weekly or bi-weekly or once a month live like video game self-care, come watch and chill sessions.
Oh my God. Well, you heard it here, folks. Start of a Twitch channel for Tiffany. Oh.
Ah. With that, I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else for our listeners?
No, just don't wait to start on your self-care. I know that may sound like, but just there's never a bad time to kind of start and
Mhm.
try to find something. So just genuinely like give yourself that permission to um just kind of learn and grow and try. So that's all, just don't like it would be like if I waited till I had Tiffany's level of self-care, like that's really silly. Like, I mean, it's great for Tiffany, but I don't need to put myself down to raise other people up. So like it's
Mhm.
great that that works for Tiffany and I just have to find what works for me. I don't need it to work for everybody else.
Yeah, and also keeping in mind that everyone's level of self-care is going to be different. I like my self-care is higher because other words like I might not be sitting in front of you functioning.
That's okay. And honestly, like we don't that's the thing. I mean, maybe we was a good model, like we kind of were teasing a little bit, but it's like that's great that Tiffany has such great self-care. Like that doesn't diminish mine that
Mhm.
my good friend Tiffany has good self-care. Like that's totally fine.
Yeah. Everyone's self-care is gonna look different. What is good for everyone will look different. But that being said, it's a off the cuff episode, and we appreciate you guys for being here.
See you next time.